Hello and welcome to Odense for semi-finals day at the Yonex Denmark Open. Event number 9 on the 12 BWF World Superseries. Not only event 9 but also only the 4th ever premier event, because this year for the first time the BWF have promoted 5 of the 12 tournaments to an even higher premier status. Well, there are the 8 that's taken place already. The premiers, of course, Korea, Indonesia, now the Denmark Open, and the last of the premiers is the China Open, which is the last of the Super Series, and then of course the Super Series finals. But today is semi-finals day at the Yonex Denmark Open, and we're starting with mixed doubles, and the newly crowned world champions from China, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, up against the two-time former champions from Denmark. Then women's singles and another world champion, Wang Yihan, up world junior champion from Thailand. Then men's singles and the winner of this title back in 2005, Lee Chong-wei, the current world #1, up against Pedersen, the home favourite, 3 times winner of this particular event. Then women's doubles and surprise semi-finalists, Kruse from Denmark, up against the World Championships silver medalists Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei. And then the last of our 5 semi-finals. Well, what a it's Marcus Kido and Hendra Sethi, who won the Olympic champions, up against the 2-time World Championship silver medalists Zhang Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae. What a terrific lineup. It really is very exciting indeed. And of course the premier status means that all of the world's top players are here in Denmark. Well, as you can see, the players already on court, and they'll be trying to out-hit some of these fastest smashes so far in the men's event. Of course, Zhu Chen yesterday in the mixed doubles, playing with Ma Jin against another Danish pair. Zhu Chen hit that smash at 281. As far as the women are concerned, Camilla Ruta-Yul, the tall left-handed Dane, well, she's had the fastest women's smash so far. Well, that's just an indication of what a fast, furious game this sport of badminton is. So the #1 seeds, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, up against the #3 seeds, Joachim, Fischer Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen. So the players just warming up here. I'm Jill Clark, and sitting alongside former England head coach Ian Wright. And Ian, when you look at the lineup for today, it really is very special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a really interesting week so far, and I think it's going to get even better. The Olympics are getting closer. The players are all tuning up and looking for those seeded places in the Olympics, and there'll be some really competitive.
So Zhang Nan, 21 years of age, born in Beijing. His partner, 25. Zhang Nan actually making his first at the Danish Open. World ranking of 1, and of course seeded 1, and their win-loss record for the year very impressive indeed. Their performance so far in this tournament, all won in 2 straight games and all won in double quick time, including that quarterfinal against Rizal and Susanto of Indonesia. So the Danish pair, Christinna Pedersen, 25 years of age, born in Aalborg. Her partner is going to turn 33 next month. And seeded 3, world ranking of 4. And their win-loss record for the year translates into winning the Swiss. Reached the final of the last Super Series event that was played, the Japan Open, lost out in the final to Chen Hongling and Cheng Wen-Sing. Well, just look at their quarter-final yesterday against Diju Valiavitil and Jualagutta. 5 and 7 in just 27. 2 pairs here that really have been in tremendous form. Incidentally, that second round match was against qualifiers Shinbek Chiol and Kim Ha-na of extraordinary when you think that Shin is the Asian Games gold medalist, and with his former partner Lee Ho-jung, when he won that gold medal in Guangzhou the end of last year, beat the Chinese pair on court at the moment in the final. And here he is having to qualify for the Denmark Open Super Series event, and that's, of course, because he's got a new partner now and the world ranking not high enough to qualify straight into the main draw. Hand out Joachim Fischer Nielsen, 189. What's that, 6'2½", something like that? Tall as you, though, Ian. Not quite.
Bit more agile these days, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Zhao Yunlei, Zhang Nan, China. And on my left, Christinna Pedersen, Joachim Fischer Nielsen.
Well, no question where the support lies.
Zhao Yunlei, Joachim Fischer Nielsen. Love all. Play.
So the recently crowned world champions, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei of China, up against the two-time former champions, Joachim Fischer Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen. Well, means business from the start. There's Joachim Fischer. Well, that's so typical. Really intense player. Line. Now here's an interesting statistic. This Danish combination has never lost to their opponents. Played twice before and they've won twice before.
That surprises me, because this year this Chinese pair have been really impressive.
Oh. Wow.
It's very good from Joachim. Already we're seeing he's looking to move forward all of the time. Not scared to commit himself there. It's really positive play. It's an interesting statistic, Jill. I mean, sometimes in mixed doubles, because of the tactical nature of mixed matchups that suit some pairs and don't suit other pairs, styles of play and left and right-handed combinations. And obviously there's some factor here that we'll have to look out for tactically that gives the Danish pair an advantage.
I have to say, the two times that they have played and won, the last time was in the quarterfinal of the first Super Series event of this year, the Malaysian Open, and they also played each other in the final of the Open last year. And both of the matches have been three very tough games, both of the matches lasting over the hour mark. So they've been tight contests, but psychologically, for the Danes, they're playing on home soil. They get inspired by that. They don't necessarily, of course there's pressure on them, but all the Danish players seem to rise to the occasion of playing at home. Given the fact that they've also beaten their opponents twice before, you know, I think that they're in it already in these very early stages. They look in very, very positive mood.
Yeah, and Joachim in particular is a player that's always thrived with that home crowd advantage. Good record in this Danish tournament, not only in mixed, but he's also had good results in doubles with previous partners, and also as a young player. I remember he caused 1 or 2 upsets in singles as well in his younger days in the Danish Open.
Yes, of course, Joachim Fischer has actually got 3 singles titles to his name. Iceland, Spanish, Hungarian. Well, that's going back a few years.
Started as a singles player, and he was a very awkward singles player. As you say, he plays with great intensity. He was a very awkward player.
Well, that's beautifully taken early there, just tapping the shuttle down from Christinna Pedersen. What a start, what a dream start for the Danes.
Again, it's Joachim moving forward, very positive, good intent, good service, and then really on the front foot. Here, moving forward all the time.
8-1.
The Chinese pair are are interesting, aren't they? Because, I mean, they only formed their partnership last year in their first year together, won the All England Championships as qualifiers. And already world champions. In fact, they became world #1s in February earlier this year. And they've played as well. I mean, they've played with authority.
Yes, they're a very good combination. Got a good understanding on court. And Zhao's very dominant in that front court. Just at the moment, Zhang Nan just a little bit passive, I'd say, at the start. It's Joachim that's imposed the tempo on the game so far, and Zhang Nan's really not got going yet.
9-2.
Zhang Jun's looking a little bit concerned, isn't he? Two-time Olympic champion in the mixed doubles, of course.
It's his first mistake, but again, you can see the positive intent. Again, he's moving forward quickly, looking to take the shuttle early.
In fact, you know, as far as the Chinese pair are concerned, since forming their partnership, they've played 18 individual, and they reached 11 finals, winning 8 of them. And that's incredible statistics, isn't it? No, it's a good rally.
4-9.
Yeah, Joachim trying desperately to impose a rhythm on the game, but that's good control from Zhang Nan from the rear. I'm sure that'll be the Chinese tactic at the moment, just to take the pace out a little bit, take the fire out of the... Not give Joachim so many free shuttles on the mid-court to thrive on and to impose his game. That's a good aggressive return again.
10-4.
Yeah, it's good.
Incredible anticipation there from Joachim Fischer. And a 7-point advantage at the mid-game interval.
Tactically, Joachim read the game really well there. Knows the Chinese are trying to take the pace out, so he's moving forward. There we can see him taking the shuttle early, anticipating the block.
Nej, vel, så den går du bare på. Ellers så er det pis godt. Det eneste er, at når han laver de der lokker, eller i defen, hvis vi er kommet hårdt, så laver de der lokker på halvdistancen. Prøv at lade være at bide på dem, og bare stop dem ind i midten. Eller bare stop dem i det hele taget. Hvis det er i midten, så ligger den lige på for dig, ikke? Ellers så super. Det er vi her.
Yeah, he's pretty happy, isn't he?
Just reinforcing what's happening, really. Just saying to Joachim, keep moving forward, keep trying to dominate from the mid-court. Don't hesitate to go forward if you see the opportunity. And so far he's done that exceptionally well. As I say, the Chinese were trying to take the pace out, but it's difficult to do when your opponents are moving forward. You just need to mix it up a little bit more. And he's missed it, but again we're going past his partner there. Not afraid to commit to the front court.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good aggressive play from the front court again. And again, Zhang Nan just a little bit passive, I feel, Jill, so far. Not really trying to impose any rhythm on the game.
Serves over. 6.
Zhao Yunlei, of course, is going to be a very busy player. She's in women's doubles 4th match on court later this afternoon. Oh, super return.
Serves over. 36.
It's interesting, before this semi-final got underway, when at the stadium earlier this morning, I noticed that the 2 Danish players were sitting in the players' lounge watching videos of their opponents and discussing tactics, and really very professional approach to this.
Serves over.
Well, that's more like it from Zhang Nan.
7.
A bit more aggressive intent. Seen so much of that from him so far in this match.
Oh, that's good judgment. Got his racket out of the way, let the shuttle go long of that back line.
15.
Yeah, good awareness. Again, Zhang Nan, I just feel he let that shuttle come. Not really got his feet moving. Could have moved forward, taken that shuttle a lot earlier on the mid-court. Let it come to, and that meant he hit a little bit.
Serves over. 8-15.
As the call from Joachim Fischer that he was going to take that short lift.
Yeah, again, good return of serve. Not afraid to stay in, try and dominate. It's good play.
Serves over. 9-16.
He's in again. Zhang Nan trying to play the block, take the play. Should really be aware by now that Joachim's going to stay in and try and dominate that net position.
As clever placement of the smash from Zhang Nan,
10-17.
making it very awkward for Christinna. Oh, superb defence. This time was waiting, looking for the forehand defensive shot and whipped it across court.
10.
Yeah, good awareness again, very aggressive in defence.
Brilliant. Zhang Nan looks to me as if he's really not sure what he's supposed to be doing tactically.
19,
Staying at the net there. his partner wasn't expecting that. Nobody covering the back.
Well, it's also okay staying at the net, but you've got to hunt the shuttle, you've got to have your racket up, and there again he was very passive. Yeah, good attack, well placed, off defence. Looking for that. Zhao setting up on backhand defence here. We'll see it in a second. Joachim, good awareness, hitting to the forehand.
Game points. Oh, the net chords from Zhao Yunlei.
Yeah, good touch from low down there. Easy kill for Nan.
Yeah, she was fast onto that too, wasn't she? Onto the third shot, looking for the net shot reply. And it's still another 8 opportunities to close out this opening game for the Danish pair. Yep, this time they convert. 12.
First game won by Joachim, Fischer Nielsen, Christinna, Pedersen, 21-12.
2 flat long of the back line. Look at that commitment coming forward, and look at how he's got his racket up ready. Gets out of the way, goes long. And there's the opening game, 21-12.
Skide godt spillet. Deres første plan er at prøve at holde til net, fordi vi straffer dem hver gang de løfter. Ja. Måske vil han prøve at køre lidt flere sådan flade krydsløfter afsted på dig for at prøve at få dig ud at løbe. Der er det vigtigt, at vi bare holder ro på, holder net, hvis du kan, og ellers så bare afgiver. Vi står fint i defen. Ikke? Du kan godt, når han kommer på dig, så prøv bare at lave den der døde retur ud i halvdistancen. Den når hun aldrig ud af dæk. Så, ja. Og også på tryk fra net, bare sådan, bum, tag farten ud, ikke? Ellers så servesituationen er vanvittigt godt, og det er rigtig godt, som du ryger frem på det hele. Og det skal du blive ved med at være over hende, ikke?
Jeg synes i hvert fald, det som også er rigtig godt, det er, at nogle gange så spiller du helt kort til hende, hvor du kan se bagved. Så ryger du ned igen og dækker videre, så dækker vi bare defensivt. Så knokler vi derfra.
Lige præcis. Og så husk de der halve chancer. Der kommer sådan nogle lokkere til jer begge to. Ikke? Vi skal nok få den ned til sidst. Vi har fået slået rigtig godt hul på hende. Ikke? Og så blive ved at løbe frem. Det er rigtig, rigtig godt, som du følger op på de der 3. og 4. slag. Ikke? At de skal vide, at du står helt op og bider. Ja.
Well, Lars Uar, the head Danish coach, giving advice. There he is.
Yeah, a lot of reinforcement there, really. Just saying, you know, keep moving forward, keep looking to take control, take the initiative. When you're in defence, be aggressive in defence. Get on the front foot. In the first game, certainly there was a big contrast between the two males. Was the outstanding aspect to the first game for me. Joachim really intense from point one, really looking to dominate the rallies, whereas Zhang Nan was very, very passive, I felt, early on in that game. Never really found a rhythm. He's certainly going to have to up his pace if he's going to compete in the second game.
There's a prime example, isn't it? Because what you're talking about is pace of movement. It's taking the shuttle early. After he's played this smash, never really committed going forward to the net there for that second one. Or mid-court area, not the net, in the mid-court area. Good defence. Lovely play by the Danes.
Again, Joachim showing great confidence in his partner's defence there, because as soon as she hit that defence, it was him that moved forward, saw the opportunity, quick onto it. Again, good intensity of game from the Danish pair at the moment. There's real intensity about them, real purpose.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I love watching Joachim Fischer Nielsen. Every single point, as if it's match point of, you know, a huge effort. Not necessarily the most beautiful player to watch, but that intensity is something special. Yeah, there it is again. Hitting the shuttle.
Great. I mean, he's showing great confidence in his partner. Happy to stay in that front court position. He wasn't trying to rotate out. Got confidence in from the rear court, stayed in, and eventually got his chance.
Oh, that's a super shot.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a very skillful front court operator. Zhao. This is just another example. Great awareness. Realised her opponent was lining up straight against her. Changed the direction of the play.
Yeah, she always seemed destined to be involved in sport because her father's a vice principal of Yicheng Sports School and her mother's a tennis coach. Surprised she didn't go into tennis then.
Yeah, I think it's a reflection that in China still more prestigious sport of the two.
Absolutely. In fact, there's a big move, isn't there, now that Lina has won the French Open. Singles title. They're trying to get more tennis into China. Encourage people to play more.
It's a good return again. It was a good serve. He's fully committed here. Wants to try and impose himself on that return of serve game. It was a great return.
Serves over. 5-4.
Slight misunderstanding. Joachim wanting to come in there on his forehand wing, but Christinna had seen it as well. As a coach, you'd rather see two players going for it than none. Just a couple of errors creeping in from the Danish side. There's a good opportunity again. They've worked the rally well. A little bit at the final shuttle.
Got back well to the flick serve.
Yeah, I think he won that on the previous return, actually. He was so aggressive on the short service that I think they thought they'd try the flick. But he was equal to it. Got behind it quickly, brought it down well.
Serves over. 7-5.
Joachim there just actually hitting on Zhao Yunlei. That gave her the chance to play the flat return and follow it back in, and that put him under pressure.
Oh yes, it was a super shot from a little half-court push. This is the one.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. The legs were working hard, though. He took it, and that created the space. Didn't let the shuttle come to him.
Oh, snatched at that.
Yeah, it's 1 or 2, isn't it? She's getting a little bit overexcited. It created the opportunity, doesn't have to force too hard. I'll be disappointed with that one. Big swing.
Of course, they won this Danish Open back in 2008 and again in 2009. Quarterfinalists last year, Danish pair. Yeah, when he's giving the Chinese players no pace, when he's taking it early in that mid-court area and giving them no pace to feed off, he's having success.
Over. 9.
Well, Joachim Fischer looking up to the giant screen, looking to see whether there was going to be a replay of that. I have to say that Zhao Yunlei, arms went out to try and perhaps influence the call of the line judge.
I'm not sure she was convinced it was long.
No.
She looked very nervous, didn't she? Yeah, well, that's good. That's what we've been used to seeing from them this year. In the forecourt from Zhao, forcing the lift. Good pressure from a partner in the rear court, and the finish from the forecourt. Nice combination play. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pleased with that.
And Jun looking a little bit happier now.
Well,
it's the world champions that go to the mid-game interval with the advantage, a 4-point advantage. Look much more settled and a lot more positive now in this second game.
Specielt til halvdistancen er det godt.
Fordi lige i øjeblikket så rammer de Chris på baglinjen hver gang.
Ja, de løfter meget. Jeg vil gerne have det.
Bare spille den, og så klar på det næste. Du må ikke tænke, du skal afgøre den for tidligt.
Nej.
Ja, præcis. Og eventuelt også.
Så tvinger du ned på den så hurtigt som muligt, så du kan få stejlhed på.
Ja.
Så skal jeg nok komme ind på den. Ja. Og jeg skal også nok sætte den af en gang, eller tage farten af en gang imellem.
Stop den, ja. Prøv at nyt oplæg.
Lige præcis. Og eventuelt lave en dropper eller en clear på den første en gang imellem. Ikke? Fordi hun ved meget, der kommer fart nu. Ikke? Det må du også gerne. Ja, kom så. Så lige over dem her.
Okay, så Fischer.
Yeah, I don't think they want to be changing too much. I actually think the Danes just made 1 or 2 mistakes in the first half of that game, and that just changed the momentum a little bit. I think their tactics are still sound. They need to keep the intensity high. Try and keep moving forward the whole time. And the coach was just saying, you know, when they get the attack, maybe just set it up with a drop to the middle first, just to get your partner into good position. Yeah, and again Zhao moving forward, Forcing the lift, again pace off from the net. Creating the smash opportunity for a partner, and then the positive finish from the... And again, it's a mistake from above net height, and at this level you just can't afford that. That's 4 or 5 already in this second game, where the Danes have just snatched at the shuttle when the opportunities have come. Just trying a little bit too hard. Just need a little bit of patience in those situations.
Yes, and I think they're destined this run of points because it's 5 straight points for the Chinese pair, and that really has put a different complexion on it. Well, they lifted away the point there. Almost looked as if she changed her mind as what she was going to do on the serve.
Yeah, looks like she was almost moving away before she'd hit it. Almost a foot fault. Yeah, again, position in the rear court and put pace on. Shuttle went flat and that just left wide open space. Just needs to take the pace off there a little bit here. Needed to take it on. Puts his partner in a difficult position.
Just testing the new racket. Good return. Yeah, it really set up the whole tone of the rally.
Absolutely. Put them in the ascendancy right from the off.
Well, I have to say, I'm not quite sure why it was a let, because she appeared to be ready by then.
Absolutely. Pedersen held a nerve, though. It was a very good serve second time round as well. Was able to take the attack with the third shot. And we see it, good serve, good third shot. Yeah, good pressure. And again, Joachim, look how he's moving into the net all the time, looking to move forward, close the space down.
Another good serve. Yeah, first real time that Zhang Nan has been so dominant from the front of the court.
Yeah, I'm sure this coach has been talking to him about that move front foot. Don't be so passive.
Oh, it's called out.
It was just long. The Chinese are now starting to go past Joachim in the forecourt and move Christinna around the rear court. Here we see it, lifting out.
Oof.
Well, it was close, wasn't it?
Certainly was. No question of that one. Well wide. Well, as if we're going to be treated to a third and deciding game.
Yeah, that's better. He didn't try and force that, didn't try and hit that too hard. That's better tactically and technically. Shorter swing and was ready for the next one.
Well, just looked as if perhaps they were a little bit frustrated that the shuttle was coming back. I did wonder if they had just taken the pace out of one of those last two attacking shots, because there seemed to be a huge gap at the front of the court. Both the Chinese players very deep in their defensive stances.
Yeah, just too many errors from above net height, aren't there, at the moment? Again, that's just snatched at that smash, trying to bring it down steeply, but made the error. And the Chinese are feeding off these errors at the moment. They're playing a very solid. And again, lifting out, pushing Christinna to the rear court. Rally, more solid rally, good block there. Take the attack, and then didn't force from the mid-court. Played a second block, got the mistake.
Play.
Oh, that's brilliantly taken from Pedersen.
Yeah, good mixed. Good block here from Joachim. Christinna alive to the net shot. Good mixed. Good racket work.
Serves over.
Yeah, and again, I think if Joachim had have... Yeah, he's shadowing the block afterwards. I think there was a lot of space there in the front court, as you were saying, Jill.
Well, 7 game point opportunities now for the world champions to extend this to a deciding game.
Good example. Zhao just standing off when the shuttle's going to the mid-court and leaving space in the forecourt. Look how deep she is. There, she's off the net. There is space there.
Well, greeted with almost silence from the Danish fans here in Odense, because it is 1 game all now. And a final error from Joachim Fischer. Just seemed to allow the shuttle to come to him.
Yeah, just lost a bit of confidence throughout that game, I think. Had a lot of up. They just snatched that, tried to hit a little bit too hard.
Jeg kunne godt tænke mig,
need to use a little bit more block, a little bit more pace off.
Ligesom, altså hvis så slår du selvfølgelig stejl. Og der kan I også aftale at variere en gang imellem, at du slår lige, og så dækker du ind under.
Jeg ved ikke, hvad det er, men han spiller faktisk tit kort, når det er, at du har den på baglinjen. Altså han løfter tit med vilje for kort, tror jeg, for at få dig til at angribe.
Okay, jeg synes, at han går ind og blokker den på dig.
Ja, okay.
Og holder helt kort. Jeg vil bare være opmærksom på.
Det er sjældent, de gør det første gang, synes jeg. Men okay, det vi gør så, det er, at når du har den dernede, så den eneste, jeg koncentrerer mig om, det er den korte. Så jeg tager, altså hvis du er på baglinjen,
Jeg skal nok trække skridt op bag dig,
så trækker jeg
så
op
nok være i god
og
gang.
closer nettet 100%.
Men vi står pis godt, når du clearer på den, og så vi går langt frem på den næste. Hun slår nedad på den, ikke? Og han fylder ikke så meget der. Nej, hvis Chris som den sidste på hende. Det kan vi godt lige gøre et par gange. Og så en anden, jeg kunne godt tænke mig en gang imellem, at de aftaler, at du går ind og lukker den. Den kommer jo hele tiden, den der. Hvis vi spiller halvdistance på returen, løft.
Ja.
Og så bare aftale, at du rykker på den, og så går ned og slår den. Ja. Ikke? Fordi de føler sig rimelig sikre i det lige nu.
Ja.
Ellers så er det godt her til sidst, vi får de helt kort stop med igen. Og
Ja.
Ja, men det skal vi. Vi skal være rolige på forbanen. Der er vi nødt til at stoppe af.
Very interesting to me in the way that Lars Uar, head coach, always involves his players in the discussion, telling them what to do. He involves them and gets their opinion as well.
Yeah, he's working with very experienced players here. Joachim in particular, there. Very clear idea of what he wanted to do and what he wanted Christinna to be doing. He wants her to play a little bit close to the net, try and take the pace out, not leave space in the forecourt. But yeah, it's a nice style. It's a very European style. Get the players talking. Yeah, we saw it there. Christinna trying to play the block, but Zhao was right on top of the net. Wasn't the right moment there. And Nan had read it. He was coming in.
Towards the end of that second game, Ian, you were talking a lot about errors made from above the net with the Danish pair. Now, presumably, by that you mean that a player hasn't been forced into an error because they're defending or something. So is it, in a way, when you talk about that, is that meaning that it's really an unforced error, that the shuttle's above them and they should really be doing something creative with it, and instead they're making an error?
Yeah, I mean, forced into errors when opponents are finding space below net height and you're forced to play tight with smaller margins. But there we see it again. Christinna's taken that above net height ahead and made a direct fault, and you just can't afford that at this level. They're easy mistakes, as you say, they're unforced errors.
Good return.
Just feel there was a momentum shift in the first half of that second game where Joachim made 2 or 3 errors coming forward, where he would have been very disappointed not to have won the point. He actually lost the point directly, and that just changed the momentum of the game.
Serves over. 3.
He's looking a little more concerned now, isn't he, Lars Uar?
Playing pace on defence, and I just feel they need to be using block defence there, hitting the shuttle upwards in an upwards direction, and that allows the Chinese to move forward. That's good, a little bit more patience as well. Didn't go for the big swing and the power hit. Was happy to play 3-4 shots to win the point. It's better. It's built the rally. There's one, and again, just keeping the shuttle going down, keeping the... Eventually coming up with the winner.
Yeah, I also thought it was very, very interesting, the reaction of Zhao Yunlei at the end of that rally. She looked very frustrated. Presumably her coach had been telling her and her partner what they should be doing, and it was almost as if she was saying, look, you know we shouldn't be doing that, you should have been taking the pace out, or whatever the instruction was. But very rarely do you see Chinese players show that sort of frustration.
Yeah, again, Chinese happy to go over the top of Joachim when he goes to the front, keep Christinna pinned in the back, and eventually Joachim lost patience. Again, really needed to take the pace out rather than go for the Dramatic backhand smash.
Good change of pace.
Yeah, again, good patience. Work the opportunity well. And you just see him just take the pace off once there, mix it up. That's better tactically.
4-5. Play.
Fairly fortunate to get away with that. I think the Danish combination, the best of shots from Pedersen. And as long as you're at the net there, hustling away, there's always a chance. Oh, that's a pity. They're just drawn level.
6-5.
That's a very clever smash from Zhang Nan.
5.
Cross court, aiming towards the right hip. Yeah, she got in a tangle defensively, didn't she? Incredible. What defence, what reactions from Joachim Fischer. That was the one.
6-7.
And there, kept his patience afterwards, didn't try and hit the next one, took the pace off, and that's better thinking. That's not the best serve, though.
8-6.
And again, you have to say it's errors that are hurting the Danish pair at the moment. They're not really being beaten by anything dramatic from the Chinese pair. Chinese pair, yes, they're playing very, very solidly, not giving points away, but I'm afraid the Danes are making a lot of unforced errors.
Yeah, nice little angle. Really forcing the error there from Zhao Yunlei.
Yeah, good patience again, that's better. 2-3 blocks before changing the pace up. That's a good block. That gives him time to get behind this one to hit the big smash. Well placed, well directed.
Well, again, the flick serve.
Yeah, I'm very surprised by that. You've got to back yourself with a short serve in this situation.
Well, it was a good defence from both Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei.
Yeah, but again,
instinctive play.
Yeah, they've forced the Chinese well off the net. There's lots of space there, and he's still hitting onto the rackets. One quick one, one slow one. Would have worked well, I think. He was in good position. You can see he's actually hitting to the Chinese players.
I defen, der river hun lige hårdt hele tiden,
så der er ingen grund til at løbe så langt frem,
men klar på, bare det er fint bare stoppe. Altså, vi behøver ikke afgøre den, før vi har den gode chance.
Næste gang i den uge. Hvis jeg modtager en lige side, så løber jeg over og tager den i min forhånd.
Ja,
den lange.
Præcis.
Det gør det.
Så prøv lige at høre, jeg synes, vi står bedre på de korte server, og så vil jeg også gerne have nogle kort returer ind, så vi rammer mulighederne. Ja, flere korte, både server og returer.
11-8.
So the three-point advantage here in the third and deciding game. Oh, that's delightful. Lay.
12-9.
What a super shot. Showing their opponents how effective that little block is.
Yeah, just a nice mid-court return and then stood the ground on the straight. Anticipated straight. Blocked it off.
Oh, how did she control that?
And that's good. Pace off the attack. Good exchange around the net between the two girls, though. Great skill from both players.
12.
He won't be happy.
No, too many mistakes at the moment. That's 3 or 4 service errors, a couple of poor flicks, 2 short serves in the net. Just can't afford that at this level.
Well, the crowd here desperately trying to lift the home players.
11-13.
Well, that's his fastest of the match so far, 255, 158 miles per hour.
Yeah, Joachim actually calling to Christinna, get in. He'd read it. But it was the rear court here, taking the pace off, and his partner following to not allow the net shot. Good mixed. And again, that's just tempted into putting defense, and that suits Zhang Nan. Very alive to that flat defensive shot from Christinna. We'll see it here. Flat.
Better to just lift back to Zhao at the back of the court again in that sort of circumstance.
Yeah, when the man's coming forward there, you can go over the top, move the female player around the back of the court, and then take an aggressive stance in defence, move forward.
His opponent from today, from Japan, Sasaki.
Clever.
It's good again, the Chinese fall into that trap. Joachim left-handed, always drifting over towards that side. Zhao Yunlei not happy with her partner there.
No, that's more than one occasion she's certainly after the rally.
Yes, that block's working. Again, showing more discipline here, not putting pace on, out of position. Here we see it, that's the block. Calling for his partner to follow it in.
As he called for Christinna to follow forward, it was just as Zhao Yunlei was about to hit the shuttle, whether that may have put her off a little bit. But it's all level, deciding game. Oh, dear, dear me.
Mistake.
Last time they got back level, he made an error on...
Yeah, I'm afraid that's 3 short serves he's missed. Add that to a couple of poor flicks. And it might make the difference. The serve, actually, she just changed the direction a little bit, didn't she? Went a little bit further across Christinna. We'll see it there, just a little change of direction.
As animated as ever, Joachim Fischer.
15-16.
You have the feeling at the moment they're winning the rallies, but they're struggling with service mistakes, return mistakes. When they're getting into the rallies, they look in good form at the moment.
That's brilliantly taken from Pedersen. Goodness me.
Yeah, she's not giving any space. She knows her partner's going to block. In she goes. Good anticipation.
Once again, back level. Yeah, there's the lift. Oh, good. But it was interesting twice in that rally. Christinna Pedersen lifting the defensive shot, keeping Zhao Yunlei to the back of the court. Ooh. Yep, was just in. That's well long.
It's good from Christinna, just keeping the shuttle going down from the rear court, not trying to force. Yeah, keeping the angle, keeping her opponents playing from below net height. Well, big serve after a couple of errors. Needs to get this one into play.
What a rally. Oh, wow. Sensational neck shot there from Zhang Nan. That took some nerve.
Great rally from both pairs there. Right, playing the forecourt, trying to resist the lift. In the end, Zhang Nan, he knew his opponent was on the net, but backed himself to beat her. Super shot.
Well, the umpire from Latvia trying to get the players back on court. 59 minutes. The semi-final has been in progress. And it's still badminton of the very, very highest quality. Well, it goes without saying this is a huge point. Clever smashing from Zhang Nan, aiming towards that right shot.
Nice change of direction. First one down the backhand wing, changes the direction, forces the mistake.
2-point advantage from the world champions and just 2 points from their place in the final. No serve is short. Well, not surprisingly, everybody's feeling the tension now.
18-19.
Well, she needs a good serve here. Yeah, gets it. Oh, my goodness. Clever.
Good play. Great rally.
And the reaction from Joachim Fischer at the end of that. They had so many opportunities earlier in the rally to finish it off, but the defensive play from both the Chinese players was absolutely... May well have been going wide, but Joachim Fischer, look at that reaction. He wasn't going to take any chances by leaving it. Knew it was a golden opportunity to put the shuttle away. One game all. 90. Who's got the nerve? Good serve. Oh, yes. Well taken.
Again, good rally, good quality from both sides. Desperate to fight for the attack here. Blocks, counter blocks, cross blocks. Eventually the Chinese getting the lift. Taking the opportunity.
So after an hour, minutes, the newly crowned world champions, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, have a chance to secure their place in the final. It's match point. What a return.
Nature, aggressive, positive. That's a super return at this stage. Look at that.
All extra points required until the clear 2-point winning margin. Clever. It's gone long. It was the change of pace, the little block that did the damage, changed the momentum of the round. That was super shot. And having just saved a match point, a champion have a match point themselves. Oh, good flick serve. Short. Well, that is extraordinary. Joachim, Fischer and Christinna Pedersen. Their unbeaten record against the current world champions, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, in a thrilling comeback from the brink. Match point down at one stage. The racket goes to a lucky fan. They are through to their third Denmark Open final. And the two previous times they've been in the final, they've won. Now the shirts. Well, what a performance by the home players. Held their nerve. Played the big points so well, and they've come through a thrilling contest in an hour, minutes, 21-12, 14-21, 22-20. The moments of victory. And just look at the delight. It was a flick serve, got the short lift, and the smash from the left-handed Joachim Fischer. And the celebrations begin. Once again, confirmation of the score, 21-12, 14-20, 2-20. In the deciding game, having saved a match point. The former champions from Denmark are through to the final. Well, what tension, what excitement, what drama. Well, Ian, I don't know where to start with that. That was absolutely thrilling.
That was a real roller coaster, wasn't it? You have to say, though, throughout the whole, it was the Danes who were trying to take the initiative all of the time. They were the aggressors. They were trying to be positive. And they went through phases where they made a few mistakes. Aggressive intent paid off, I feel, at the end.
Yes, and I think it's a great lesson to everyone that, you know, they were obviously having a bad patch in the second game, as you talked about, those unforced errors from above net heights, and, you know, they stuck to their resolve. They were still trying to do the right things.
Yeah, I do think just calm down a little bit, use a little bit more block play, and that was very good thinking, very calm thinking under pressure, and that created more time for him and his partner. But super match. Well, of course, the former champions Joachim Fischer Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen are final tomorrow, where they'll meet more Chinese opposition, because the number 5 seeds, who have now moved up to number 2 rankings, Zhu Chen and Ma Jin, overcame the Olympic champion Li Yongdai, playing with his new partner Ha Jung-un. Survived a game points. In fact, I think 2 game points in that second game, the Chinese combination. So there we have confirmed the lineup for the mixed doubles final tomorrow.